I don't know whether to call you. I don't know if to call you ex-pro boxer or painter, because you're both.
You know, now, yeah, both. But to be honest with you, I kind of toned down the boxing bit now because, except for doing, training lads and that and what have you. But no, it's my artwork now, and I should have committed to it a long time ago.
We need to talk about it a little bit because I mean, you had a very strange career. I mean, it span over a long time. I think it was about 14 years?
At least, yeah, 14, nearly 16 Maybe. Years actually.
Yeah.
And
you started at, I think you were a bantamweight come featherweight?
Bantamweight, Manchester, Piccadilly Hotel, Carl Gaynor was my very first fight. Was supposed to be Sugar Gibaliru.
Oh right.
Isn't it funny how
I was chatting to him a few weeks ago.
Sugar Gibaliru, and I kept thinking about that name, Sugar. He's going to be good at him, because of his name.
He was.
And he was. And I went to see him at Everton Park, and he did an exhibition with. I forgot the name of the guy now. It's some other Liverpool lad, but yeah, good.
But I mean, you had that period where you were over here, and then next thing, 6 years in retirement, and then you come fighting out in America, but not as a featherweight or maybe even lightweight, you're middleweight.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of fighters, with age, they start putting on weight. I put my own on, muscle-wise. I just thought
bodybuilding, didn't you?
Yeah, if we could all turn the clock back, but for me it was how I looked in the ring. It wasn't how what I could do, what I could perform. I was training out of a shed really, and thinking I'll take on anyone, and yeah, I used to fight with me, just winging him in.
I mean, your last fight was against a really good kid, Joey Hernandez.
Now you see towards the end, I started to learn after all them years. I keep getting into, I learned, I went to good gyms, I went to the good pro gyms, and I went to a gym where Floyd Mayweather was. I was training with world champions and all around me.
Experience,
training at Ricky Hatton's gym and that, and it was massive.
Well, this is what we were saying. I mean, you turned professional in Manchester at a time when Manchester was becoming a hotbed for British boxing.
Yeah.
We had Champs Camp and Mostyn and Collier's doing really well, and so you experienced that period of time, and then you go over to America. It must have been brilliant for you.
It was, and it is different over there, and here we always say we've got to go to London to make it, and then when we get to London we've got to go to America to really make it, and it is different. There's a lot of different stuff, but I'm not saying it's better. But it opens your eyes to other things, other training methods.
Yeah, definitely.
And things that didn't quite work here, Americanized things, work beautifully over there. I mean, I was in Florida, so it was very hot, very humid.
You must have picked up some lots of knowledge.
Amazing, and I was training with like these Puerto Ricans, and you go into the gyms, there wasn't even a fan in there, and they're there, but they had never worried about a weight. They always made weight for a fight, and I remember I'd go in, I'd lose a good 8 pounds. A lot of it was water. But a session, easy. But you used to come out, and I felt like I was mixing with these, because these Mexicans, they've been fighting since they were like 15, 16. They'd had over 70 fights by the time they were turning pro. You know what I mean? In the amateurs, and then pro, probably another 30, 40 before they were 19, 20. Oh, ridiculous,
So then you came back from America over here. Now, I mean, you're better known really now as an artist because you're doing some good commissions. I mean, you've just finished painting the Queen, you're doing one with Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, well, it started off with me, when I was a kid, and I used to draw. All my friends went out smoking and drinking and partying, and I never got into that. Never took drugs, never smoked. Well, I smoked when I was a kid, but didn't drink.
Yeah.
So I didn't socialise with them. So I just went out bird watching, and it's a bit boring, isn't it? However, I used to just sketch birds from the age of 9 going up, and then I carried on sketching, painting, drawing. Eventually I was selling paintings to my teachers at school. My art teacher bought a painting off me. It was bizarre, and then, cut long story short, I did my first big portrait of Eric Morecambe for Morecambe Town Council for the town hall, which is, we had a big unveiling. The daughter Gail Stewart came along.
Because he adopted Morecambe's town name, because that's not his real name, is it? He adopted Morecambe because it was his favourite place, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I have to check on that, because someone told me that was his actual name, Morecambe,
No, I think I read something on him, and I'm sure he adopted it because it was his favourite.
Oh, that's right, it's Bartholomew.
That's it, yes.
It's Bartholomew, sorry.
I couldn't remember what it was, but I knew it wasn't.
Yes, Bartholomew. So anyway, cut long story short, I did that. Now, the synergy between, we were talking about this before, about the synergy between boxing and art is massive. It kind of has the same kind of motivations behind it, although obviously one's physical, one's, you know, but what happened with the Eric Morecambe one, to me that was my British title.
Yeah.
It's British, isn't it? And then I went on to, that was the area title, sorry.
Yeah.
Then I went on to do the Queen. The Queen, I went to St George's.
And I'm going to put these pictures up here, but the Queen is a little bit different because you painted her with a smile. Yeah,
and that it's been hugely successful. For me personally, I'm saying, I'm my own critique, I'm worse than anyone could be. It was good, and it was like a fighter only getting a few months to prepare for his world title, you know.
Yeah.
I only had 5 weeks.
Yeah.
That was nowhere near enough. But I did what I did, and it worked out good.
And everyone was happy with it, wasn't
the dignitaries in Liverpool absolutely over the moon with it. They're all saying, you look at it, it makes you smile. Now, I'm not a royalist, never will be. However, it's a beautiful thing to look at now, and I did it. You know, wow, I did that. You know,
this is a bit bizarre because every time I turn up at these gyms to do my little interviews with them, I see your artwork all over the place. We've got the one here at Carl's, which is Rocky Marciano.
I love this one at Carl's.
Jersey Joe Walcott.
Yeah, we just had a plaque made for it, you know. And Carl asked me to put one up in the gym. I did one at
which is where I'm going to later
Michael
on.
Jennings'
Michael
gym.
Jennings' gym.
Of Michael Jennings when he was fighting. I did work in Ricky Hatton's gym. I mean, every boxing gym I've gone to.
Well,
I look at the wall, as you say. I look at the wall. Wherever I go, my daughter's always saying, "Dad, they don't need a mural, Dad." You know, I look at the wall. It's empty. We can do this, we can do that. But I've got my mind never stops. You know what we can do. But getting onto the RLE, that. To me now.
Yeah, I've seen. It's not complete yet, is it? You've only just started.
The one I've got at the moment is only a preliminary. That's not the real one. No. Through a friend, through Facebook, which is a great, medium. He was good friends with Ali. Very good friends with Ali. Cut long story short, all through contacts now with Ali, I'm just about set to do a official portrait of Ali worldwide. To take personally myself, take the actual frame picture, fly over to Maryland in Kentucky, and present it on TV to the family, and
that must be special.
Then I'm thinking to myself, well, hold on a minute. When I did the Queen, what can I do that's better than this? Because that was seen as the highest.
Well, it's the king, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
but
you've done the Queen.
Yeah.
Now
I mean, he's the Queen. Yeah. Sorry, he's the king.
Of a sport that you love.
Yeah, of a sport I love, and it just couldn't be better, could it? Now I could very easily then drop my paintbrushes and say, you know what?
And retire.
That's it. There's nothing else to do.
But you won't, will you?
But I won't. No, because then it'll be something. There'll always be something else. The stars have been dropping like flies, haven't they? So I've never stopped working.
In fact,
really.
I think this is a nice little story. You met Tommy Tainton, fought a guy called Curtis Gasgano, who you fought his dad, Des.
Yeah. And that's bizarre because he was on my Facebook. It popped up Curtis Gargano, and I thought, I know that name.
Yeah, it's a very unusual name.
Yeah, I know that Gargano name. Oh yeah, I thought his dad. Anyway, so I contacted him on Facebook, and we've been speaking. Anyway, he said, "Will you do me some pictures?" I'm actually doing about 5 paintings for his home. Him and his daughter, him and his wife.
But the one we're going to look at is the one with him and his father, isn't it? His dad died quite early through cancer.
Unfortunately, So there's a picture of Des Gargano, who's young with his curly hair and everything, and then there's this boy. But at the first I didn't quite twig who the boy was, and I thought, hold on a minute, that's Curtis. So I'm actually painting a picture of his dad and Curtis, and Tommy from the same gym fought Curtis. That's weird, isn't it? The way it all.
I've talked to Curtis, and he's so proud of his dad because his dad was one of the original journeymen, but his dad was a real class. Who you fought? I think was it your third fight? Was it?
Third fight, tricky.
Really
real
tricky.
And
the guy had been around with everyone. I think he had about 120 odd fights by the time he retired.
Yeah, you couldn't hit him. I mean, me then I was very unschooled as well. I mean, it'd probably be different now, but back then, I'm hitting him. He's all around the side of me, grabbing hold of me, and then, what are you grabbing me for? And then the referee, he knew what he was doing. He'd get me tied up, and then the referee's warning me, and I think, hold on a minute, he was in it, did he? He was good at that. Very good at that.
He was a real
talent. Will travel, wasn't he?
A very brave, tough man, and gave everything he got in every fight. So, and actually Curtis wants to go on and do that himself. You know, he's not been fighting out the right way. Hopefully he's going to try and get down.
If he does, because he's got some schooling behind him now, hasn't he?
Yes.
And if he does, and he puts his mind to it now, gets to the correct weight, which was my massive problem. You know, because I thought, oh yeah, big. You know, was the way to look. Yeah, you might look good, but you were getting it. You know, but I should have stayed bantamweight. I'm 8.5, 9 stone now, and I run every.
And you're still unbelievably fit, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I coach athletics and I take lads up Parbold Hill. We do it nearly every night.
Well, in fact, this is how you met Tommy as well.
Eh?
This is how you met Tommy.
And that's how I met Tommy. Yeah.
So again, another circle within a circle.
Another circle within a circle. Yeah, I met Tommy. I was living up Lancaster way, and I took him. Just a few little personal training runs, you know, and I took him up some hills, doing some crazy sprints up hills like that, you know. And but I looked at him and I thought something different about him. There's something there, you know. And do you know what it is? It's work ethic. It's just the work ethic. And I think back in the day, and Carl was talking about this. Back in the day, I think you didn't need to be pushed. You just did it. You went out. You did your road work. You did. All right, a lot of it was, you know, the raw eggs, and you know, we've come a long way from that. But I mean, as regards to work ethic, I think a lot of them you got to push them. You shouldn't have to push them, but you do. But the ones that you don't have to are the likes of Shane and all that, doing fantastic now, aren't they? So.
Well, it must be great for you because now you've got your second license again now, haven't you?
Yeah, I've renewed that because now I couldn't give it my old. You know, it was difficult because I was coming into the gym here, you know, once every 3 months and expecting the lads to have a good rapport with me, and it was never going to happen. You know, and they'd be like me being here and what have you, and they'd help out, do a bit of pads, but I can't really get involved that much. And I know, Carl, if you saw more of me here, I could help more. And then because I want to learn, you know, I want to learn how to do bandages and that, you know, for the lads. I want to do all that.
Well, listen, it's a sport that you never ever stop learning, isn't it? I mean,
like the artwork, you just don't.
Yes.
Like I was saying to you before, I look at some of my artwork now, I cringe. I cringe at stuff I've done a month ago. Seriously, I think, what, that was me? I could do so much better. Look at the Queen now. I know very well I could do better than that now because I didn't get enough time.
Well, the one you showed me before, the craze, I love that.
Oh, the craze, yeah.
Fantastic.
How long ago was that?
How long ago was that done?
About 6 months ago, that one.
Yeah.
I do. There is some though. You look at them and you say I could do better, and I actually question it. Then I go, hold on a minute, could you really do better? Because I think you've done what was needed.
I think sometimes I think you know when you're getting good is that my mate's an artist, Nigel, and he tends to be. He used to be very hit and miss. Yeah. You know, one time he'd get something and it'd be bang on, it'd be perfect. Now he's at a stage where almost every time he puts pen to, his paintbrush to canvas, it's there. It's just he just finds it. So which is a little bit like boxing. The more you do something.
Say, also, a lot of fighters, you'll hear them say, "I do what I need to do to win."
Yeah.
You know, it could be something a little bit underhand. It could be something naughty. It could be something that he's never done before. But they always do what they've got to do. Yeah. And I've done that with my artwork, and I use all mediums.
We were saying that, you're not just restricted to an oil painting. You
the Queen, right? I was doing her eyebrows with a 1.99, a pound shop pen because it worked. Yeah, it got the right thing what I wanted to do. I was using my daughter's paints, bits of makeup crap, but it made the right pigment, made the right colour for what I wanted. So it is what you find the right thing.
I say, it's not something I can do, but I appreciate it. Yeah. Because, like I say, my friend's very good, and he's a different. You're what I'd say is a fine artist. I mean, it is absolutely bang on. It's you could also mistaken sometimes for a photo.
Yes.
Some of your work.
Yeah. You see, a lot of artists though. Now I've got this thing about the hyper-realism artists. Now I do something you could say it's hyper-realistic, and they are. But I'm not a hyper-realistic artist per se. You know, it's not something that I set out to do each and every time. Because I've looked at some of the Queen ones. There was one done with her in the boardroom, and it was a hyper-realistic one. But there was no aura about it. There was no life, and I could possibly do something like that in half that time and get more of an aura and realism out of it than this every single pore and hair. It's not always the way to go with art. Because when we're looking at so like Ali now, this has got to be my best ever.
Yeah.
You know.
And how long have you got to do this?
As long as I want.
Yeah.
Now that's the difference with this one. There's no.
Yeah, but could that not be a disadvantage because you can?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now there is that much to it. A lot of my portraits, like when I show you the one I'm started of what's his name?
Of Des.
Of Des' dad. I only started that yesterday.
Right.
And it was done in about 3 hours, but already you know who it is.
I spotted it straight away.
Yeah, you know who it is. Yeah. It's not a finished article by any shout of imagination, but if I was to labour on that now for 3 months, I'd probably ruin it. So there's a cut-off point, but you reach that at different levels. Ali is a bit like the Queen. When I first got told I was going to do the Queen, I was like, great, I'll just do it as if I'm doing me nan. Yeah, which I did.
Yeah.
I was doing Elizabeth, not the Queen. I was just doing this woman called Elizabeth. Then eventually it dawns on you where it's going, what the unveiling's going to be like, who it's for, who's going to look at it. Just about everyone in the world's going to look at it, you know. So you do start thinking, well, that's not quite right. And I picked holes in it, but I only had 5 weeks. So I was there working on it the day before the unveiling, so 12 o'clock at night, thinking, I'm not going right. Ali's different. This has to be the best ever, because the print off it is where I'm going to get some reward from it, not from the actual. I'm going to donate it to the family in Ali's home. It's going to be a massive occasion.
But it's a privilege as well.
To be honest with you, people say to me, "Yeah, but you're not getting paid for the original." I don't want that. That's not what this is about. I can walk away. I did that for Ali's family. It's huge,
Special,
isn't it? And with being involved in boxing, you know.
Yeah. Now, it ultra special.
It is, and that would be it then. I've got the world title then. That I didn't get in boxing, but through boxing training, all this has come about. Yeah. I would never ever have got the Ali one if I hadn't been involved with boxing, tell you right now. And it is who you know, isn't it? And who you mix with, because they all knew. And hopefully, boxing.
You know, the more people see that, the more doors will open again.
Well, the better I do, because I'm skint, and you know, I don't want to be one of these artists that you know, you're famous when you're dead, aren't you? You know, when you're gone. I need it now, mate. You know what I mean? I struggle sometimes to get 100 quid for a portrait, because art's it's a luxury. It's not a necessity. So you know, you need someone who really wants it. But you know what? I'm so happy Carl wants something else in here. Yeah, well, we was talking about before. He's talking about the opposing ball being Ali and Fraser. It's me. I'm in my element. I don't even think about the money. It's just like about putting it on the wall and getting it.
And the good thing is, as you're going to be working here a lot more often, it's not like you're going out of your way.
No, because what I'll do,
fit in between the coaching sessions.
Yeah, if you want it direct on the wall as opposed to being a canvas, or they were on wood. I did those in my house, you know. But this I'm hopefully going to be here anyway, like you say, do it straight on the wall. Right, well, Rob. Fabulous, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I've always bumped into you, and you're a right character, and it's nice to find out a little bit about yourself, because you had a crazy career. Absolutely, yeah. Cheers, thanks very much. Bye-bye. Thank you.